Hello, Leo. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome to all the new subscribers. All right, we're going to take a look at your weekly reading. I usually do one every week or so. I do a monthly too, and I do all signs. But this one, we're going to take a look at just the current energy, what's happening right now, why. And then I do, for those of you new, I look at Aries through Pisces. So when the live stream is done, you can scroll forward. The title will be on the screen. It says Aries through Pisces, the person on your mind, thoughts, feelings, and intentions. I also do a bonus yes, no at the end. So if you listen all the way through, you get that little treat where you can ask your own question. And let's go. Let's do this. And happy birthday to Gemini. If you put that under any video, you can win a personal reading. All right, let's go. Leo, woohoo. I'm happy that you caught another live. All right, so what's going on in your situation and why is it happening? Let's see the main issue, your emotions, feelings, your person. And I'm also going to look at what's influencing the situation astrologically. So all right, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Seems like something went a different way than expected. All right. You guys hit it off, or you hit it off with somebody, and you're the one somebody wanted. All right, you're the one that somebody wants to go home with. You're the one that somebody is into. You're the bow. You have the big pink bow, the big red bow. All right, there's no other like you. All right, with this here, that you got their attention. And with the Knight of Swords and Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, it seems like something didn't go your way, right? Or made you mad, made you upset about something, right? You have standards, right? You have standards, and that's it. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing, right? They know you got standards, and actually, I'm getting that it really kind of intrigues them. Right? You don't take shit, right? And that's what I'm getting. So what's happening? It may have been something this person was dealing with, or you felt rejected by this person, or you didn't get something the way you wanted it. Were they playing a game? What were they doing? Let's find out. All right, the main issue, the Page of Pentacles. All right, so let me pull this back a little bit. All right, so we got the Page of Pentacles here. So what's going on? It's a misunderstanding. Could have been around money, could have been around work. I'm feeling like you had a date, or you had something, you had plans, you wanted to do something, you wanted to get together, and somebody canceled, or somebody ignored you, or somebody chose another opportunity, and it feels like it was more work. It was something to do with money. It was something to do with an opportunity that was coming up, and somebody took the opportunity. And it may have upset you, in some way. Maybe if this was a big move, if somebody decided to go somewhere else, move somewhere, take on another job or something, this could be what was really upsetting you. You felt like they weren't choosing you. Now, it might not have anything to do. It could have been there was other prospects, there was other people. This is an issue here, but it feels like a misunderstanding. Somebody is in love with you, Leo, but it's about slowing down. I think you're so independent, and you just may have gotten triggered by something. And you know what, though? There's never a mistake. So whatever you got triggered by might have put this person in place. There may have been a misunderstanding, but now maybe they understand you a lot more, and they know boundaries, right? You may have drew a boundary with somebody. So, I can't look at, I'm a reader, and I'm feeling your energy, and I'm like, well, tough shit, right? So let's see the Seven of Pentacles, right? So it does feel like somebody here, there's a block, there's a roadblock, and it does feel as though somebody puts their work or priorities before a situation. And you're constantly having to find another way around the situation. You're constantly feeling up against other things, other priorities, right? You feel like this person's not making you a priority. This person's going to regret it, if they don't slow down, because sometimes it's like this person is very ambitious and is constantly looking at how others see them, and the world's passing them by, right? The world is constantly passing them by. They're not happy with where they're at and what's going on in their life. That feels like really the heart of the situation, Leo, is you have somebody that felt like they would be more successful, would be better off, and maybe this person is so much in their head about their money, their priorities, their life, that they're not seeing that the gift, the gold, is you. All right. And the Seven of Pentacles this is somebody that might take a look around, might stop. They're learning a lesson here. There's other possibilities, other avenues to go, other ways to go. They need to make you a priority. And this is where the situation could be happening, because your person here may find that they don't get their happiness where they're looking. Their happiness is with you. All right, so let's see your emotions, and then their perspective. We've got the Magician card for you, and we have the Tower card for them. All right, so they're not feeling stable. You see the difference here. The Magician card and the Queen of Pentacles. To me, this is telling me you are like, what's the problem? We can make shit happen. We can do this. Maybe you're better off than this person. You're more responsible, or you make more money, or you're more independent. Your person is showing up as the Tower card. So it looks like something's crumbling. Something's not stable in their life, whether it's a job, whether it's their home life, whether it's, their whole life, right? The Tower card is things that they're starting to realize their truth. So your person may be going through a Tower moment and a spiritual awakening. And the Seven of Pentacles is the heart here. It's saying your person's not happy with themselves. All right. They haven't been happy with themselves. They may have worked so hard to get where they're at, and they're not happy where they're at, and they're wondering why they did this. And you're in this place, the Magician card, where you're like, because we can make something totally different happen. You have a different attitude than this person does. All right. So what's happening now? It looks as though you're waiting for this person to awaken. You're looking for this person to finally break out of their old ways, break out of a situation, break out of a pattern, break out of a lifestyle, break out of a mindset, so that the two of you can create together. You have a great mindset. You're like, I'm ready to move on with this show. Your person's kind of stuck in an old pattern, but they're reaching a point where they're starting to realize, I could have happiness, all right, with you. All right, I could have happiness with you. But they may not want you to see how unhappy they are with themselves or with their situation. A Seven of Pentacles with a Tower can be, I thought I was going to get more from a situation. I'm starting to realize the truth. I've spent most of my life working so hard to get somewhere, to attain something. I've tried so hard. I've been so invested in certain things in my life, and I'm getting nowhere. And so your person may be trying to figure out a new way out or a new job. They might be looking for a new outlet, maybe even going back to school, but it seems like their priority isn't your priority. The Magician card, you're like ready to get a new beginning, ready to get shit started. You're very attracted to this person. You feel their attraction towards you. You felt it. You have the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Swords. You felt a purpose, a mission with this person. Right? You seem to be on point, though. You're ready to make a choice. You don't slow down. When you want something, you're ready to go, especially with this Magician card. It's a natural manifester. Your intentions are clear. You know exactly what you want, what you're going for, but your person does not. Your person's not as stable as you are. Your person is not as stable as you are, but you have a Seven of Pentacles here. And this is where Spirit's saying to you, if this is love and this is what you want and this is what you're ready for, you are connecting with somebody with the Five of Pentacles who's struggling with, finances, struggling with their self-worth, struggling with, where they're at, their own issues, their own problems. They feel like the world's against them. All right. So you got kind of a negative mindset here. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like that's you. That's screaming me too. That's you. All right. And so you're trying to attract somebody in that's on a different frequency than you. You see them, maybe you see this person as somebody they're not. You see them, you're like, damn, you're on the same page as me, and you're trying to fix this person's problems, or you're trying to, the solution, right? You can't. This person has to go through their own tower, their own awakening, their own bullshit. The page, you got to compromise here. You got to understand. You want to get this going. Spirit's going to tell you, your spirit's telling you too. This is, I'm speaking here for you, I guess. But the Magician card is, you want this person on your frequency fast because you've been there, done it. You know what to do. But your person has to go through their own experiences. And so it's going to take time here. And the Page of Pentacles is just understanding, sincere understanding, one step at a time, basically, with this person. But if you don't have the patience for this could be walk on by, see you later, wait for the next, right? You don't have to stick around. You have free will. What's the opportunity? What could happen if you just let things go? This person could step up as an emperor. All right. So I'm going to go back to this, right? I'm going to pull 2 more cards here. All right. So we have the Emperor, the doorway, the hidden challenge, but it's an opportunity. So you have a challenge here, but the opportunity for your person to step up for you. Now, the astrological transits, I've got the 4 of Pentacles showing up, and I'm going to pull another card. So we are seeing here that there is something that's creating restriction for you in this relationship. All right. And we have the 5 of Cups, spiritual guidance. All right. Let's see the card I get for this one right here before I give you the rest. Now, the Emperor card, you have an Aries, you have a Gemini, Virgo energy here. You have an Aries, you have a Scorpio energy. But we see somebody here stepping up. It looks like your person's going through sort of a judgment on their life. They're doing a life review. It looks like they're trying to figure out their next path. All right, they want to have a better life, and this better life could be with you. So this seems like a temporary, while this person's adjusting, it screams to me, you maybe just have to do your thing. Your person going to step up, but you can't make them. You got to be the Empress. If they're going to if you want them to show up and be the Emperor, or vice versa, if you're saying that this is backwards, those cross watchers that are here, one of you has to lean back while the other steps up. So whoever's not stepping up, and is being more passive, you cannot do it for them. You cannot force it. That's a natural law. So the Emperor is showing up here, the opportunity for divine partnership to build something solid, which means one of you has to back up and be the Empress. Lean back and let it happen and do your own thing and trust that, the seeds have been planted and it's going to work itself out. All right. So we have fire element and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Now I'm getting a Saturn, I'm getting an Aries in Saturn, and Aries is going into Saturn. And this is where things are going to get spicy. All right. Saturn wants to restrict. Saturn wants to hold on to old ways. Saturn wants to be disciplined and create restriction and budget and, be in a little box. And it just feels like, too square, right? Saturn wants to be too square. Well, you got this fire element coming in, and that's what's happening here. All right, what might be influencing this reading here and influencing your person is they're starting to see that the old ways and the strict ways, and they're holding on to this, being in this box isn't working anymore. And Aries and Saturn to me is going to be very spiritual, very like a warrior energy. Like he's got to burn through all this bullshit. All right. So there's going to be some lessons here. And so I feel in the next few months here, even though I'm only doing a weekly reading, you're going to see some shifting of energies. You're going to see some old ways burning down. You're going to see a lot of fire come in, and your fire could be elevated too, because you're a fire energy. So this is where the Magician's coming in. It's like, you're ready to get things going, and this intense energy, this fire, you're ready to make shit happen. If somebody's not on your page, you're going to burn through it. You're going to burn the bushes. You're going to create, a fresh new land to build from. You're not going to sit around. So if you're in a vibration with somebody who is not wanting to let go, and they're going to scream and kick and scream and hold on to a way of being, this isn't going to suit for you. This isn't going to do it for you. All right. But in this reading, it feels like somebody is in love with you and sees potential. You're the one that they see a future with. The Eight of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. They see the possibilities. Somebody's going through a tower moment, and that's Aries energy. You see strong Aries energy. This is going to be, you're going to see a different person come out of the fire. All right. Something is transforming, and it could happen fast with your person. There's a shift of energy. There's a clearing, and there's courage coming in. It looks like your person needs to step up here and have the courage to do something new, to get themselves out of this rut, to get themselves to step up and be more confident. And we see your person here, an opportunity. You might have somebody show up even wearing something different. All right, this could be a whole new avenue you're walking down. All right, I see a person stepping up here for you. I will look at Aries through Pisces for you so you can see the person that's on your mind. And you can see what's next for them as well, as I go into that storyline. But your guidance here, you can't fix their problems. The Five of Cups, right? This is a depression. This is somebody here that won't let go of something, the way something has happened for them. This is somebody that, has to admit to themselves that they're not happy with where they're at, with what's going on in their life. This is somebody that is going to go through the change whether they like it or not, because the Tower card is here, and divine, God has spoken. So God is going to come in, and whatever is going on in this person's life that's making them unhappy, they deserve a good life too, and their divine is coming in to shake up their world so that they get out of this energy here with the Five of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles, right? Because they're human and they deserve a good life, right? So let's throw some love at them, right? But it looks like the Tower card is hitting them, and this could be a spiritual awakening for them. All right, let's see. Oh, the channeling is strong today. The force is strong in this one. All right, let's see Aries through Pisces. All right, I know my Virgos, I might do them later, but God, it'd be nice to get to them now. All right. So Aries through Pisces, I want you to meditate on the sign that you're thinking about. And I don't want you to make this too complicated, all right? If it's not yours, it's not yours. Choose sun, moon, or rising. If you try to put all the pieces together, you're going to confuse yourself. It's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. So some pieces aren't going to fit. So if you're like, oh, I'm checking their rising, I'm checking their Venus, I'm checking this, and I'm checking my sign, I'm good. But, come on, put some realistic expectations on me. All right, let's see. Aries through Pisces. All right, so here you are. The first card is you, King of Cups. You've got nothing but love to give. You could very strongly have a water sign on your mind, all right? Very deep connection, very emotional connection. You feel very bonded to somebody. You may have felt a love that you haven't felt with anybody before. And so it's hard to shake this one, and you want to maybe fix somebody. You see a solution to their problems, but that's the King of Cups. King of Cups, Scorpio energy. This is in your position. So this means that you may have a deep knowing on how to heal, how to fix, a natural feeling to be able to make somebody's life better, right? Very nurturing energy. Right, but that's the thing, and Scorpio energy is one that does better when you're with somebody else. You feel better when you're with somebody else, right? It does look like Jesus, right? All right, but Leo, this is patience. A King of Cups is patience and calmness and using your love in other ways. Your love is helping somebody else, grow and heal. And there's nothing you can do in a physical world to shift or change somebody's life. All right. Except be you. All right, so let me clarify that. So now we're going to go through Aries through Pisces. So I see that you feel very strong connection, strong love for somebody. What's going on with your Aries? We have the Eight of Swords. All right, so Aries has a lot of self-doubt, a lot of grief, a lot of negative energy that they deal with. They may have negative people around them. They may think you think negative of them, all right? They may feel, but they're projecting onto you. So in Aries, it has to, clear their head. They got a lot of noise, negative noise around them, and that's what's holding this back. There's nothing you can do except be you and be your loving self, right? They need to figure out their own mess, right? They're keeping themselves, stuck with their own negativity. Taurus, we see the Four of Wands. You and a Taurus, you feel a soul connection, right? But there's a block between the two of you. All right, there could be, move-in or home or another commitment or commitment issues, especially with that Eight of Swords showing up right out the gate. So, they may feel like they're not good enough. They may feel unworthy of you, or they may feel like there's some distrust or unhappiness or negativity between the two of you. But there's nothing but real love here, a real love for you and a deep bond. And it seems like some healing energy coming through. The love between the two of you is going to heal this energy. It's just you have this King of Cups here that's right there. You guys are rooted. You have soul ties. You may trigger each other with that Eight of Swords. You could project onto each other, trigger each other because of deep-rooted issues, all right? But you're here to help each other heal and grow. Gemini, the Lovers card. So you got Gemini showing up with the Lovers energy, their energy. Gemini making some sort of choice here to follow their heart. You're their love. They're in love with you. It looks like communication. It's on. All right. Gemini's like, I feel really deep connection with you. I love being with you. I love hanging out with you, despite any of my negative thoughts or despite any triggers. Despite anything we've been through, our love, our feelings for each other, our need to be with each other is stronger than any doubt or fears that we may have. Your Gemini might get triggered easy with the Lovers card because of past issues. But no matter what, it looks like your Gemini is, I love you. I'm in love with you. Cancer, we have the Empress card. All right, so there, Cancer and Leo, you guys could be a divine couple. You saw the Emperor come up. So if one of you is trying, being the forceful, being the masculine, all right, one of you has to lean back. So Cancer is showing up as the Empress card. There's a lot of love there, divine union. It could be a twin flame connection, all right? But again, there's a runner, there's a chaser. There's a one that wants it now because they're healing quicker. This is where you got to, back up, lean back, and let it happen, let it unfold. It's, if you're divine, you're meant to be together, you will find your way together. There's love growing here, right? But we both have to do the work. Leo, you have the Ace of Pentacles, all right? So you have a golden start happening here, golden ticket. You're ready for the big time. You're ready for an offer. You're ready for a fresh start. It looks like your Leo is too, all right? And it's connected. We're seeing now the love here between you moving forward is strong here. You and another Leo, choosing to let love in, choosing to love one another, choosing to fight through any kind of negativity or disagreement. Virgo, we have the Queen of Pentacles, all right? So there's some growth here with a Virgo. But you are dealing with a Virgo that may be overwhelmed or have a lot on their plate, all right? Feeling a little bit stuck, but they're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. This is a Virgo that's going to get their shit together and do it well, do it good, all right? They're in it and they will be there, all right? This is somebody worth the investment. You're worth the investment, all right? They may be feeling a little bit burdened or down and out or dealing with some health issues or stress in their life, but they're going to find their way around. They're going to fix it. That's what they're meant to do. They will fix it. Libra, we have the Strength card. All right, so you and Libra have a very strong bond, right? This is one that just gets stronger and with courage to keep on keeping on. You guys have a way to diffuse issues with each other. You have a way, so no matter how big the problem is, right, you guys will figure it out. You have respect for each other. You have love for each other. You have a connection there, right? No matter what the problem is, maybe there's some pride going on, or there's some ego, or there's something that's pulling you guys apart, right? But it's this bond that's going to pull you back together. Scorpio, King of Pentacles. Scorpio looking damn good. I see a partnership, a very strong love situation between you and a Scorpio. You're seeing that the bond here, the strength between the two of you, the love between the two of you. You guys mirroring each other. The King and Queen of Pentacles right there next to each other. You guys have done your shit. You're working on your shit, right? And you guys are a power couple, a team, right? You came together for a reason. You'll figure it out. And this is where, trusting in the process here. If this is your person, it's your person, right? The love is strong and nobody's going to get in between the two of you. It's a love like no other. Sagittarius, we have the Four of Cups. All right, so Sag knows you're a love like no other. All right, Sag is like, but they're stuck in their ways right now. They're having a little pity party for themselves. And if you're a cross watcher, don't get triggered. I can't. All right, don't get triggered. All right, but we do see a little bit of a pity party. This is a love like they've never had. All right, they felt like you were the one. They felt like you guys had a lot in common. There's a very strong bond here. But you have somebody that's unhappy with life. Somebody who's dealing with, feeling stuck in their own life, feeling stuck in a situation, wanting to go back to the way things were. All right, so it's really weighing on them. They have a lot on their mind, a lot on their plate, but right now they're still, they're not taking any offers. They're holding back and they're keeping themselves stuck, right? They figure out their own shit here. Capricorn, the Hierophant. All right, lots of spiritual lessons with you and a Capricorn. All right, so you guys leveling up. It looks like a commitment coming in, but it looks like a long road ahead or a long road you've been on with the Capricorn. All right, you guys met here, the Hierophant. You're learning your lessons. All right, not happy without each other, not happy with the situation, disappointed in themselves, or you're disappointed in them. But you guys are figuring something out and learning some level and coming together and taking the next step, whatever that means to you. Aquarius, Five of Wands. Aquarius, there's a lot of tension between the two of you. You may be up against another battle. There seems to be some conflict, a power struggle, ego here with you and an Aquarius. You guys have both been through a lot. You feel like you're both right. You both bark at each other, or you're both, there's just some drama here. And this is a moment of change for you guys. You guys can figure it through this. You guys can figure it through anything. All right, so you are up against some challenges. You guys feel very loyal to each other. You guys felt something. You may have had a long history with each other. This could have even been somebody you've had a past life with. I don't know why I've been tapping into that last couple days, but I'm going with it. But this seems like a long history. All right, so you may have met each other to trigger each other, to activate each other. And it seems like, this is a challenge for a reason. So dive deeper. Dive deeper. All right, you guys met for a reason, and there's a way to get to that Six of Wands, which is next, which is victory. All right, Pisces, we have the Moon card. All right, so you and Pisces definitely spiritually connected. This goes deep. The Moon card, you may have had a strong history too. You may even be together on other timelines and don't even realize it, right? It could be something like that. Very spiritual. All right, you guys mirror each other. You have strong emotions for each other. There could be some memories and triggers here too as well, but I see some beautiful healing energy. And this is your story. You've got a Moon card here. Things manifest in here for you and a Pisces. Seems like Pisces dreams about you, thinks about you, and cannot get you off their mind because there's been no other story in their life like you. There's been no other person in their life like you. All right, so the Moon card can also say that things are changing. All right, things aren't 100% set in stone, so it's releasing the worry and knowing that you guys are spiritually connected. All right, yes or no for you. Here's your bonus, yes or no. If I go live with Virgo, it'll probably be around 2:30 or 3. And I could go so freaking deep in with those transparent cards. I'm still in my head. My head's going through a story right now. You know, it's like those cards are wild. I use them for personal readings. We have a no right now. You have a Page of Swords. The Sun card, staying positive. Things, you know, your soul knows what you need. Your soul knows what you want. We have Gemini Sun here, so some news coming in for you in Gemini season. All right, the no is the answer to your question, but the message, the additional message is if you've been waiting on news, all right, it's coming in. All right, if you've been waiting on, you know, when you're going to meet the next person, it looks like somebody coming into your life. All right, we see romance, love, some joy, some good news. All right, some communication and new perspective. I love you guys. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to say happy birthday to Gemini. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me. Thank you, Angel, for always helping out. I love you. And Jess being real, Janet. We have Steve, Brenda, Miss Love, Erin. All right, guys. I'll see you later.